like alcoholic. You know, I do believe that for us, holidays can be a trying time. The onset of holidays, I mean, I've observed it for years, and so what was just said has validity. I mean, but I have to keep the facts in front of me, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. You know, I would drink on New Year's Day, Christmas Day, but I also drank on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So, you know, it's easy for me to put a special power or significance on a day, but if I keep the facts in front of me, it was just another day. And that's what I wanted to talk about, is keeping the facts in front of me. That page 30 that she read off of, it talks about two words, and I often read right past them. But just as so many times, when I look up words and find out what Bill was trying to say, I find out how clever he really was. Or, more importantly, how God had his hand on Bill's when he wrote the book, because there's no way some dude with 2 years could have written this document by himself, except for one chapter. But anyway, he talks about, and the truth about me, without going into stories, is that to control my drinking was not to enjoy it. And when I enjoyed it, it was not controlled. And it talked about on that page the illusion that I was going to be able to control and enjoy was some people follow it to the gates of insanity or death, and then later on it talks about the delusion that I'm like these other people has to be smashed. So we use the word illusion and delusion. And I looked it up. An illusion is a false representation of reality. So I guess I can't be blamed for having an initial illusion that I would hope someday to be able to control and enjoy my drinking. And as the book talks about, I didn't realize I had a disease, and I'd get that number one first get out of jail free card. I didn't know any better. But then the word delusion comes along, and that's the real pickle once I find out what it means. And what it means is a delusion is an illusion with evidence to the contrary. So if I have an illusion and I begin to build up evidence that illusion is not true, and I still believe it, I'm deluded. And I was like, oh, how clever, Bill. You just slipped it in on me, And the fact of the matter is that what these steps help keep me in the state of is where the evidence is in front of me. So I can be constantly reminded of the truth and the evidence that, I cannot control and enjoy my drinking. And it's not that y'all are saying I can't drink anymore after working the steps. I don't have to. That's the way I look at it. Y'all haven't taken anything away from me. Although my first meetings, I thought you were consigning me of this life to be stupid, boring, and glum. But as far as keeping the evidence in front of me, the 12 and 12 really helped me out. And I recall in the 4-step part, it talks about as soon as he is able to be more objective, the newcomer can fearlessly rather than fearfully look at his own defects. And basically the word objective means step back and get rid of the drama and the emotion of the situation and look at the evidence. And that's what the 4th step demanded of me, to, hey, buddy, how about put out of your mind what you think others have done and the story you've told yourself over and over about how it went down, and let's just look at the facts. And when I looked at the facts, it became absolutely clear, without being delusion, without being illusion. And I'm not saying it wasn't a bitter pill. The book says I got to swallow this bitter pill. But it took away a lot of my reservation when I was able to look at that evidence objectively. And that's what I wanted to talk about how clever Bill was to use the word illusion and delusion, and that I have had evidence to the contrary that the illusion was true. And since the steps have helped me objectively look at my life, and as long as I keep coming here and keeping this evidence in front of me, I never have to be deluded again. That's the point. That's the gift of the steps. I've had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, and I'll pass. Thank you.